What's up, Gearholics? This is Zach here. I'm coming with you guys for a new review, and today it's going to be over the Gerber Crucial Multi-Tool and my thoughts on the Gerber Crucial Multi-Tool. There's the Crucial. Oh, sorry, that was upside down. Gerber Crucial Multi-Tool, a decent multi-tool for the price. Could be cheaper. That's one of my arguments. Is I feel like I paid a lot of money for this knife or for this multi-tool, and I feel like it lacks in a certain way that I was really underwhelmed when I got this. I thought it was going to be super awesome. I was really pumped when I got it, and I originally got it to have kind of another lightweight option when I was out fishing, and for some reason in my mind, and I don't know why, I thought that these were suspension, and I'm just ashamed that these aren't suspension operated. But I guess it would be kind of hard with this fold over design to make it suspension operated. But it works really good, and it is a very reliable multi-tool. I would not press it into hard usage. It is a decent camp or backpacking multi-tool, and I think that it functions quite well in that role. I think there are probably better things out there, like Leatherman, Skeletools, or Leatherman brand has a decent size ones, and maybe Gerber has other styles of this particular model, or they do have other styles of this particular model that have other features. But just in my experience, I was going to share with you guys what I think of this multi-tool specifically. And then just a brief overview and specs of the actual thing itself. So we'll kind of get going. The overall length of the actual multi-tool is 5.5 inches. The closed length is 3.6 inches, and the average weight is 5 ounces. And it's obviously green with some sort of, I guess it's like, I think it's just like stainless steel or something that they've obviously put some sort of coating or whatever on, and they've kind of done this interesting color job, and I feel like it's a really beautiful color, really beautiful colors that they put on these multi-tools. I don't believe that they offer these in other colors. They maybe offer them in like a pink or something, or very limited amounts of colors. I would like to see these in a wider range of colors. If you're going to sell this, I would like to see this in a wider range of colors. It does have a pocket clip, which is really nice and very convenient. It is very small. It's not a wide pocket clip, so when you're actually sliding it into your pants, if you have a thicker material of pants on, this won't go all the way. It'll kind of stop right here or so. But if you do have decent material, it actually is a deep pocket carry, so you can slip it all the way into your pocket. It is a large tool to have, though, in your pocket. It's very fat. The idea of this I like, but I feel as if it's not really very functional in its role. It is a decent pocket clip. It's not the greatest. It is very weak, I would say, for a pocket clip. And does leave a lot to be desired in the whole pocket clip thing. It's very thin and small too. You can kind of see how thin it really is in comparison to like the meatiness of the rest of it. This tiny little thin clip is the only thing that's really keeping it in your pocket. I would improve this. I'd make it a little bit wider, and I would make it a little bit wider and definitely a little bit thicker. And have a real bite, into the material, so that way it doesn't come out of your pocket. Another option that you can actually carry this is it does have a carabiner / bottle opener right here, and I prefer to carry it more like this than in my pocket. I have carried it in my pocket, and I don't mind it in my pocket, but this is a lot easier because it's in the way and it's unobtrusive, and you just clip it on a backpack, and it just hangs and does its thing, and you don't have to worry about it coming off because that carabiner it's actually really stiff and really nice. So. And it's a bottle opener. It functions as an excellent bottle opener. I would say that it opens bottles supremely, or it's good enough for me. It doesn't really bother me all that much. and it kind of catches it, almost like when you're opening up the bottle, it almost catches the actual bottle cap itself, so the bottle cap doesn't fly off or anything, and it's just right there. It's kind of caught, or at least every time I've opened a bottle with this, it's caught the cap. Some people probably have different experiences, but it's really nice, and it actually shows that it's like a bottle opener. It's like bottle opener here, and it's a carabiner. So it's kind of nice, nice little feature. The great thing about this actual system is everything is on the outside, so all the tools are on the outside. You don't have to fool with opening it and doing anything funky. You can access all the tools just right away, right off the get-go. On the side with the carabiner clip bottle opener, it also has a knife, and the knife deploys really, really fast. And I'm not even really sure what kind of style blade this would be considered. I guess a sheep's foot maybe, or like a some sort of funky sheep's foot. That's the only thing I could really call it. And it's got serrations on it, which are decently sharp and adequate in roll, and then a flat portion that you can use for chopping or carving if you needed to. I like it. It's okay. I really kind of wish. I mean, this is nice, and I guess this is more for like, if you're having an emergency purpose and you need to slip this underneath somebody's seatbelt and cut the seatbelt, or if you're in a wet weather environment, or if you're on a rafting trip or something and you need to cut something real quick, you don't want a very sharp protrusion on your actual blade, which is fine. And I think it fits that role relatively well. I do feel as if the locking mechanism comes over really, really far to actually lock the actual blade in place, and it should be more centered. It should be centered more and not so far off to the side. That could potentially cause a hazard if you're using it, but obviously you wouldn't want to put this into hard usage on like batoning through wood. It's simply for simple cutting tasks, cutting cheese or whatever, and it is some sort of stainless steel. I'm not sure what. And it has an aluminum. It has like kind of an aluminum thumb stud here, and it helps it really deploy relatively fast. I just flick my thumb like out, and it just goes. I mean, the action of the actual knife itself is so fast. It's not bad at all. Let's see if I can do it with my index finger. Yeah, I can. So it's kind of nice, It does make things getting in your bag and just cutting something real quick. It makes it super easy, Literally just pull it out of your pocket, cut it, and then it's away, And that was 3 seconds, which is nice. The other side, the opposite side, has multi-tool options. They're kind of tucked, they're nested away, and a little bit hard to get to. I find that this one's kind of hard to get to. You have to kind of dig your thumb in there, or your nail, and kind of pinch on the very bottom of that to open it up. And it is just a simple, it is a very flat, yet it's supposed to be a Phillips head screwdriver, which is, interesting. It's got a Phillips feel to it, I guess. I haven't really used this very much for Phillips heading. It's not my preferred method. It does have a locking mechanism on the bottom, but once again, that locking mechanism comes over very far, and you have to depress that lock to actually put it back in. So you have to press that lock down and then fold it back over, and it pops into place. And then on the opposite side, there is it's got like a little nail groove right here. It's a flathead, and you kind of grab it with your nail and kind of pull it up, and then that locks open, and it's just a flathead, which is kind of nice. And this one locks pretty good. It locks more centered than the others. That's how it should be all the time, every time. And then you just depress that lock and fold it back down until it pops down. And that's really all the main features of this actual of the actual tools and things that you find on this. It's very simple, very, very limited. Like I said, it's more of a backpacking thing where you're out in nature or whatever, and you don't need tools and shit. You don't need whole lot of tools and everything when you're doing backpacking. Mostly, you need a knife, a bottle opener, you know, pliers, and obviously things to use to pry with. And I would say that I would say that this is more for like, I would use this more for like prying and things, or if I had to like get into something. You could obviously use it for a tool purpose where it's actually meant for, but I find it a lot easier for other things. The actual feel of the actual pliers, I'm not really sure how they intended these to be held. If you see that the handle contours fit really interestingly, I'm not really sure the exact appropriate way to hold these. It's got a funky curve out right here, and I only assume that you're supposed to hold it like this in your hand, and then on the opposite side, it's kind of got like a beveled out feeling, and it does feel pretty good when you actually squeeze it in your hand. When you're actually doing things with it. But for some reason, whenever I get it out, I always end up holding it the other way, and I have pretty big hands, and this little thing right here always digs into the palm of my hand, and I feel as if this is a more natural position for using the pliers, to do whatever. And so I'm not really sure this is kind of funky, and I don't really understand why. If they could fit this thing together any way and any contours they wanted, I don't know why they had to add this like extra material back here. And really, if you look at it, there's really no point to it really even having it up that high, other than fanciness, And when the whole thing fits back together, they could have contoured this. They could have literally come out and just cut this straight down, right here, and added it onto this handle, and I think it would have functioned a lot better, in my opinion, for comfort, when you're holding it. Of course, I guess you could reverse it and use it the right way, I guess. I don't even know if this is the right way or not. I'm not really sure what was the right way and what's the wrong way, because this thing is so funky, And the Crucial tool it's good, it's reliable. It's all stainless steel, I've taken it into wet weather environments and it's been fine. High moisture content, it works for what it is. I have found that you can only do limited amounts of things with it. If you look at the actual thing itself, the actual nose, it is very loose. See how I'm barely even twisting my fingers, and so if you were to actually employ this into any kind of real twisting task where you had to twist something, I would not use this in that role. It will probably break, and I think it's because it's so thin. If you look how thin it really is, I think it's because it's so thin. It doesn't really have a really large pin that's holding it together, and it's almost like you can barely see the pin there that holds it together. I feel as if that pin is just a little bit small, or really thin, really large. It really needs to be a little bit thicker right here to do a lot of work. And they've tried to cut down as much as they can on weight, and they've come in and kind of like grooved out these sides. It does have wire snips and some sort of like textured lower and upper, and it is needle nose, I guess. It's for fishing, I guess, or you can use it for fishing. I've used it for fishing. So not my favorite pair of pliers, and definitely pretty actually heavy, relatively heavy for what it really is. And 6 ounces, 5 ounces is decent. But if I'm going to carry anything, I'm going to carry the other Gerber. I have this Gerber, I think this is the Sport Pro 400 or something. And this is 6 ounces. This is 1 ounce more, and I feel like it offers a lot more reliability than this does. So I usually take this one with me, and they're both Gerbers. So, I got this because I liked all the features on it, but it ended up that the features were decent. They weren't the greatest. So this is my opinion and my viewpoints of the Gerber Crucial multi-tool. It's a good multi-tool. It functions really well. It is in the $35 range, so you can relatively pick these up for relatively inexpensive as far as multi-tools go. There are better multi-tools out there, though. I would consider other options if you're not liking the features on this multi-tool. I have just found that it works for me, but it barely functions. in some aspects. So, and then it excels in others. So I guess you get both worlds kind of collide there. So, well, that's my view of the Gerber Crucial Multi-Tool. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything, please let me know. If you liked the review, if you didn't like the review, if there was something I didn't cover and that you guys want to know about the specific model, let me know, and I will try to update it as fast as possible. And as I always say, you guys be safe out there and don't cut yourselves.